Hey guys, Paul from Paul's Body Engineering here. Today I have a special guest on my vlog, and that is my lovely wife Monique. We've brought Monique on board today to bring a female perspective to some of the topics that we're going to discuss, but more so Monique, for some of you that don't know, Monique has over 10 years experience in the fitness industry. She's a personal trainer, worked in a number of gyms, and obviously at the moment runs her own business with Monique, which is stage presentation, posing, coaching, and stage mentoring. So she's very successful at that as well. But we recently put out a series of questions to my clients in regards to what they would like from us in terms of the vlogs that I do. Rather than just me coming up with a topic, I thought it best to go to the people that I train each week. So some of the questions that came back had a very female undertone to them in regards to hormones and a number of topics which we will discuss today. So I thought it best to bring Monique on board and get her perspective rather than me just ramble and give you my opinion. It's great to have a female perspective as well. So welcome, Moni.
Hi.
So I'll go through the questions one at a time, and I'll get Moni's opinion and perspective on them, and then we will go from there. All right, so number one, the first question we received was people that struggle with weight fluctuation at different times of the month, which can then lead to lack of motivation. What's your take on that, Moni?
Okay, so with this, you need to, women in particular are very obsessed with the numbers. They're very obsessed with the numbers on the scale. They're obsessed with the numbers of their dress size. We obsess about numbers, and we obsess about them and become emotionally attached to these numbers. First thing we need to do is release the emotional attachment to the number on the scale. At the end of the day, the number on the scale represents your body in relation to gravity. It really doesn't mean anything. It doesn't mean you're a great person, doesn't mean you're a shit person, doesn't mean your life's gonna be successful. It doesn't mean anything other than that. So first thing is when we need to remove the emotional attachment to that number. And the second part of that question then is the weight fluctuations at the different times of the month. So we're talking specifically here about our hormones and the change in our cycle. For women, we tend to find that our weight will increase, usually due to fluid retention around the time that we're ovulating and we're due to get our period. So that's not a bad thing. So we need to realize that if we're getting our period and our period's coming regularly, that's a good thing. And if you're having minor weight fluctuations and minor side effects to that, your body's healthy. If we're talking about really huge fluctuations in weight, really huge mood swings, crazy PMS, and all kinds of crazy things going on, that's common, but it's not normal. So from there, we'd say, go see a naturopath, go see your GP, and get some answers around your hormones and what's going on. But when you bring it back to it, so weight fluctuations with that time of the month leading to lack of motivation, you kind of just need to just realize that my body's healthy, my body's working how it should be. It's only going to be like this for a few days. So what I would get most of my girls to do is I recommend track your cycle. So you should know where you are in your cycle and be prepared for it. So there's heaps of apps that you can get on your smartphone now. There's literally hundreds out there that you can track. So when your period is due, you can set reminders, and it can tell you, hey, next week you're going to be due. So then you know when you get on the scale that day, oh, my weight's up. Oh, but hang on, I got that reminder yesterday, so now I know why. If you're kind of just cruising through it and not tracking these kinds of things, then that can, I guess, derail you a little bit easier because you're not expecting it to come up. I think you just need to ride it through and just know that if you're tracking it and you're monitoring it, in a few days it's going to be back to normal. Your weight fluctuation, it's just what's going to happen, and you just need to release the emotional attachment to it and just know that that's quite normal. And
so be organised.
Be prepared. Yeah. Just be aware. Just know that that's why. Track your cycles. Know where you are. And tracking also is a really great tool that if something really crazy starts to happen and goes, that's not normal, then you can actually seek help from that as well.
Okay. Great tips. All right, well, the second question that we got is very much related to that one as well in regards to many people refer to as Shark Week. So Shark Week cravings and how to manage them. So what's your take on that, Moni?
Okay, so coming back to the first one where we said be organised, so be prepared, know when this is going to happen. If you're tracking your period and you know that, okay, around the time I ovulate is when I get a bit PMSy and I start to crave lots of things, then you're prepared, then you're organised. Now, I find there's like two groups of people with this kind of stuff. One group of people can have that one row of chocolate, feel good, feel satisfied, move on.
Yep.
Other group of people, much like myself, will have that one row of chocolate and then another row, and we're driving to the shop and we want some more, and we want ice cream, and we've got the kids' snacks, and the bread's all gone. And before you know it, you've blown 1,000 calories, 2,000 calories, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
And your craving is still there.
But you feel guilty.
Yeah, so the craving's still there. You haven't fixed it, and now you feel shit about yourself.
Yeah.
You've given yourself a stomach ache. You've now probably got a headache.
Yeah.
It hasn't fixed anything. So, two scenarios here. If you're one of those people that can have that little bit of chocolate and it does make you feel good, it makes you feel happy and you can move on, build that into your macros. And it might not necessarily be chocolate. Typically we crave carby, sugary things around this time of the month. And if you can build it into your macros, have it. Do it. Don't feel guilty for doing it. Have it. But if you're like me and can't be trusted, don't go there. You essentially need to get over it. You need to brush your teeth 10 times a day, go for a walk, go drink a heap of water.
Yeah, good tip.
There's heaps of little things you can do, and just know that if you don't give in to that craving, you're not going to die. You will be okay.
It's not the end of the world.
It's not the end of the world.
Yeah.
That craving might only last an hour. You know, and then you might get another one later that night, but it's not forever. It's going to drive you mental, I know. But just find something else, replace it with something else. Distraction.
Go for a walk, go to the gym. Hey, go to the gym.
Yeah.
If it's at night, what do you do if it's at night?
If it's at night,
that's very common, isn't
which
it?
is when they usually do come.
Yeah.
Brush your teeth, drink water, go to bed early.
Yeah.
Or one thing I do myself is I drink herbal tea. So there are so many flavoured herbal teas out there. You can even get chocolate flavoured herbal tea. You know, X50 drinks, protein, have a chocolate protein late at night, whatever it might be, just to help. But just be aware, be prepared, be organised, just track it, know what's going to happen. If you're prepared, it's not going to derail you as much. Yeah.
Good advice. No, that's really good, really good. Okay, so the third question we received, and this is a bit more generalised, and that's tips on maintaining balance with a busy life, kids, but still remaining fit and healthy. So obviously we've got 3 kids, we both work, pretty hectic weeks with kids' activities outside of school. So what's your tips on maintaining that balance?
Okay, balance is one of those words, everybody wants balance.
Yeah.
How do you get balance? Well, I don't know whether you can actually ever get perfect balance across your life. It's life. Life is like that.
Full of curveballs.
I'm very much about empowering women and making sure women are the best they can be. Awesome bosses, great employees, wonderful moms, smoking hot body, the whole works. I think women can be it all, but I don't think you can be it all at the same time.
Yeah.
So you kind of have to prioritize what's important to you in your life at that time. And life changes. You go through cycles. While your kids are babies, well, they obviously need your time and attention. When they're a bit older, you can kind of pull back a little bit and give them more responsibility and let them have a little bit more freedom. So, life changes. Your priorities will change. If you're in comp prep, your health and fitness journey is so important, because the last thing you want to do is get up on stage underdone. So, you need to work out your priorities in life. From there, with us, we have, like Paul said, we have 3 kids, and we're really busy even just with kids' activities alone. Yeah. We have OzTag one day a week, we have Jiu-Jitsu another day, we have swimming squad another day, we have netball another day, and then we have weekend sport on top of that.
Yeah.
So our kids are a bit hectic. And I know myself, if we don't plan our week out, it is haywire. I become stressed. The kids are then feral because they pick up on my bad energy. It's not a good week. So how to maintain the balance? Plan. Be organised. We have 100 calendars around the place.
Yeah, that's not an exaggeration.
No, and because we like to plan it. We like to know what's going on. So we find one day a week, and it's usually Sunday afternoon. We will sit down together for an hour. The kids are normally swimming in the pool or playing, so it's give them a distraction so that they're not in your face. I have personally a passion planner. You can buy diaries everywhere.
Yep.
You can buy them at Kmart. They can cost a few dollars. You can buy them online, everything. This is my personal diary. I've chosen to show you this. This is one of my Nita pages, because it does end up with scribbled everywhere and stuff crossed out, and that's life. But like, for example, I color code things. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and I block out sections. That's my personal diary, that's my week. So I can just flip it open and go, okay, yep, I know that that's happening there. From then, we have our calendar in our phone.
Yeah.
So we have a calendar that we share in our phone, which then has data from here into here. We even have what garbage week it is.
That's true.
You know, like the recycling week or green week, because it's one less thing we're trying to remember. And you can set alerts with your phone, so your phone will remind you when things are coming up. Then we also have a big calendar in our living area. You know, it's one of these big ones, Officeworks, on a corkboard with the big key things like birthdays. You know, I hate missing someone's birthday, so it's got like the key major events. And it's in our faces and we can see what's going on. Paul can see where I am, I can see where he is. The kids will check our big calendar, so they know kind of where they're at as well.
And they're involved, they feel involved.
They're involved, they know what's going on. The kids have their own little calendars. And then we have a calendar for our meals, so our meal prep. So we prep most of our food on the weekend because it's just easier. I then sometimes do a smaller prep midweek, just for the rest of the week out. We freeze a lot of foods from there, and just makes life so much easier. With the meal prep calendar, we have dinners, we know what we're having for dinner. Just makes things easy, just to be organised, and it doesn't take much time. If you sit down and plan out your week, and then life's hectic, life's busy, you can get a phone call one day that's going to derail your whole day. You might get a letter in the mail, something's going to derail you. If you've planned, you can easily move things around. If you're taking each day as it comes, that small little phone call is going to derail your whole week, and you're going to get to Friday and go, oh crap, I trained once this week and didn't follow my macros and didn't do this because I wasn't organised.
Well, that brings up a good point. So how do you fit in your training amongst all the other things that were going on?
You have to plan it. If you don't plan it and you don't find time to do it, if I don't block in my color-coded and training's key for me, if I don't block it in, it's not going to happen. I'll get to Friday and go, oh crap, I trained once this week and that was my one PT time. I haven't done it on my own. And that can really easily happen. You really do need to just go, okay, this is my priority. I'm going to make it a priority and I'm booking it in here, 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 here. And, you know, it could be something as simple as going out one night for a walk around the block with the kids.
Take the kids out, yeah,
Get
absolutely.
the kids out. They'll love being outside, going for a walk at night time or whatever it might be. You kind of sometimes just have to just find time and make do with what you've got.
Absolutely. I know from my perspective, it's easy to say that I can just train whenever I want because obviously I work in a gym, but that's not the case.
You're training clients.
I'm training clients and I've got to get on my computer, I've got online stuff I've got to do, I'm run a business, so, you know, not to mention school pickups and all the other bits and pieces going on. So I need to schedule my training just like Monique said, otherwise it probably won't happen.
Yeah.
So look, it does come down to being organised, scheduling out your week. And it doesn't have to be, you know, a month in advance. Some of us can do that, but even just a week at a time, so at least you know ahead of time what your day is going to look like. And like Mon said, if there's going to be a derailment of some description or unforeseen circumstance that pops in, at least you can manage it. And that way, you know, you can manipulate the day if you need to and push back a few things that might not be as high a priority, which allows you to still stay on track for that week without going too far and beyond over what you've scoped. So,
and maintaining balance too with busy lives. My favourite time of the day is that half an hour in the morning when no one else is awake. Paul's at work, but when the kids are still asleep. Get up in the morning, make a cup of tea, make a cup of coffee, have a look at what you've got going on. Don't go on Facebook, don't go on Instagram, look at your diary, look at your day and have a look at what's going on and get yourself mentally prepared. Life is busy and we've kind of done it to ourselves, you know, this whole balance and having it all. Of course we're going to be busy, you know, but that's good, that's life, it's a good thing. So you just need to find the time, make the time. If you don't make the time, it won't happen.
Yeah, good point. You don't want to be 5 years down the track and look back on the last 5 years and regret not having achieved what you'd want to achieve because you're just trying to keep up with life. It's important to have those small achievements, personal achievements as well. You know, obviously we need to put our families and our priorities, our family's health and schooling and all those sorts of things as a high priority, but you know, you need to take 5 minutes for yourself as well.
Absolutely. And you know what? Us mums and women are really bad at doing that.
Yeah, that's true.
We put everybody before us and put ourselves last. And then we get to the end of the week and everybody else is happy and had a great week, and we've got our hair falling out and we're in the corner crying.
Looking for a six-pack.
Yeah, all that too.
Well, yeah.
Borderline alcoholic.
Yeah.
Come Friday afternoon. Yeah, women, we're so bad at putting ourselves first, but you need to, because at the end of the day, you're living your life. And your kids, the best thing your kids can have is a happy and healthy parent.
Yeah, good tip.
100%.
All right. And the last question that came through, a little bit more specific, is what's our advice on go-to dinners for the family when you get home late? So we've obviously touched on the fact that we do have some late evenings. The kids have afternoon activities. Some days I get home really late because I work late. Yep. So what's your advice in regards to go-to dinners that are quick, easy, but still healthy and good for the kids?
Yep. So there's just go straight back to what I've said for question 1, 2, and 3, is be prepared. So if you know that on certain days of the week you're home late, be prepared, be organised. So one night for us that we're home quite late is Wednesday.
Yeah.
Well, I am with the kids. Paul's still at work. The kids, we get home late, and instead of us coming home and the kids wet from swim squad and trying to just juggle everything, Wednesday for us is Subway night. Paul and I don't get Subway, but the kids do, and they love it. And they get to choose what they want. I know they're getting something relatively healthy. They're going to eat all their dinner, and then they're going to have a shower and go straight to bed.
It's a bit of a novelty for them, but they love it. Yeah, they love it.
Absolutely love it. And it's easy. It's one night, tick, don't worry about it.
Yep.
Other nights that we get home late, Paul works quite a few nights late, so we don't have the traditional everybody sit down at the dinner table together. I think a lot of families probably don't have that anymore, so our kids tend to eat separately to us, except for on the weekends we usually try to get back together. But don't overcomplicate it. Like, we've got this big thing where everybody wants a recipe for this and a recipe for this and your best recipe for this. We don't need to do recipes during the week. If you're busy, take the stress off yourself. Like, I remember being a kid, and some of my favourite meals as a kid were like ham and cheese toasties.
Yeah.
You know, sometimes you just have to do it. Sometimes you have to say to the kids having cereal for dinner, they're not going to die. They've eaten well all day. It's okay sometimes to let take the foot off the pedal a little bit at dinner time.
You're still controlling what they're eating.
Exactly.
So, yeah.
A really great easy dinner for kids too is spaghetti bolognese. Kids love spaghetti bolognese. So if you're prepared, you already would have the mince at home. My tip for freezing mince is break it down into the sections. So don't block a kilo, half a kilo of mince frozen. Break it down, 100 grams, 200 grams, whatever it might be, and make it flat. Freeze it flat, not in a ball. If you freeze it flat, it defrosts super fast. Chuck it in a fry pan. Veggies, carrot, zucchini, broccoli, whatever you've got in the fridge or freezer, chuck it in. Bit of tomato paste, bit of pasta. Kids are sweet, kids are set. Took all of 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Super easy. Take the pressure off. Don't feel you have to be master chef every night, because you really don't.
No.
Like, taco night for the family is super easy. Grab what you've got out of the fridge. You know, cheese, tomato, lettuce, spinach, whatever it might be. Bit of mince. We have mince quite a bit.
Yeah.
We do buy the extra lean mince, not just your regular mince. Just quick and easy.
Very
it's a
versatile.
great go-to. Very versatile. Meatballs, heaps of stuff you can make with it. So that's a good go-to. And then also too, like, going back to you don't need recipes. You know, a common dinner for us some nights might be just like a baked chicken breast or grilled chicken with veggies and some like potato or rice on the side. Like, it's essentially 3 separate things. It doesn't need to be this incredible masterpiece of a recipe that you've come up with. Take the pressure off.
Absolutely.
If you've got a day like a Saturday or a Sunday that you've got more time, sure, get creative, do your recipes, have fun. But if you're just struggling Monday to Friday and a dinner's stressing you out, take the pressure off. Just relax a little bit with it.
That raises a good point, because then if you're putting all that pressure on yourself Monday to Friday, what's going to happen Friday night or Saturday? You're going to order pizza, you know, or you're going to get on the booze, you know. So all of a sudden, the week that you've tried to stay in control of has derailed with one sitting, and then potentially will lead into more over the weekend. So the more pressure you take off yourself early in the week, the better your week end and so on will become so much easier.
Just be prepared, be organised, know what's going on during the week, and when you know, it's just easy, and write it down. If it's all up here, it's easy to forget, and you stress yourself out and you're thinking about it all the time. Write it down. Have it written down.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think from all those 4 questions that we received, the general consensus is just being organised. Schedule your week. Be organised. Be prepared. One thing I learned early on in business is you need to work smarter, not harder, and I think that principle applies to the home life as well. If you're smart with how you plan out your week, it's going to be a hell of a lot easier. We all live stressful lives, and this goes into, if you're on a weight loss journey and you're stressed because your life is so busy, well, guess what? You're not going to lose weight. It's going to have a massive impact on that. So it's important to be as stress-free as you can. I know that's easier said than done because life can get stressful, but you can manage it as well.
You can manage stress. So there's heaps of great apps for meditation, and I know I say this to people and they go, oh, you're with the airy fairy. But no, there's was it Headspace?
Headspace, yeah.
3-minute meditation is all it takes, and it just centers you and helps bring you back. A lot of people have smartwatches these days, Fitbits, iWatches, whatever they might be. They have breathing apps to help you just come back to center. Managing stress is such an important thing, and if you don't manage your stress now, and you're gonna have a heart attack later, you're gonna go, oh, I wish I managed my stress better.
It's very simple. I go for walks. If I've got a couple of hours break during the day, we live on Kawana Island, so there's a beautiful walking path around the place. Half-hour walk done, my head's nice and clear. When it's summertime, we go to the beach. So there's plenty of opportunity to find that thing that's going to help you just clear your head, bit of clarity, and reset yourself for the day.
And for the people that are going, oh, I don't have time to do that. Well, my question to you is, how long do you spend on Facebook a day? How long do you spend on Instagram a day? How much reality TV do you watch? What TV do you watch? You can find time.
I think isn't it in the settings, there's a way of telling how much time you spend on Facebook, wasn't it?
If you go to if you're on an iPhone, Samsung people, I can't help you out. Go to your settings, go to your battery settings, and it will tell you what you spend most of your time using your battery on.
I guarantee you'll get a shock. If you're a social media user, and just a social one at that, not specifically for business, you will get a shock at how many hours you spend
just
per day.
Aimlessly scrolling.
It's scary. So that's maybe something to consider too, pulling back on. I've done that recently where I've canned it for the weekend from Friday night to Sunday night. I get rid of it. I actually delete it off my phone so there's no temptation. And it's done me a world of good because it's just a habit. You develop a habit, and again, you're wasting time. Like, you don't need to know what so and so is doing down in New South Wales having a sandwich. It's irrelevant. So it's more important to spend time here than out there.
But if you love social media and love keeping in touch with everyone, you don't have to get rid of it. Just lose the aimless scrolling. So don't just go, okay, during the day or on these days, on weekends, whatever, I'm not going to look at it. If you can't be trusted, delete it from your phone like Paul has done. Delete it, get rid of it, so you only look at it on your computer. And I guarantee that you'll soon, when you pull it back, you'll soon go and look at it again and go, why am I even looking at this?
You have all this free time. It's amazing.
But you kind of go, oh, I don't really even care anymore.
No, don't miss it.
No, and that comes back to people struggling with time, and
that's it. That's it. We're kind of going on a tangent here, but you get the point that we're trying to bring across is if you can be more organised, schedule out your weeks better, plan better, it's going to make life a whole lot easier. So I think we'll wrap it up now. But thank you for your time, Mon. If anyone has any other questions that they'd like Moni specifically to answer, maybe you want a female to answer the questions because it's a female specific topic, and it doesn't necessarily have to be around contest prep or anything like that. It can be just a generalised question about health and fitness or managing your daily life or kids or things like that. Comment below or obviously direct message us. But thanks everyone. Hopefully this didn't ramble on too long. You can always find me on Instagram at Paul's Body Engineering, Facebook at Paul's Body Engineering, and my YouTube channel at Paul's Body Engineering. Moni's a little hard to find, but her group is private, but specifically for her posing clients. But you can always contact her direct. Where at?
Just Monique Cooper on Facebook or on Instagram.
Easy. All right, that's it. All right, guys, have a great day. I'm sure we'll do some more videos with Mon included as well. But be good, be happy, keep smiling, be organised. See ya.